And so what Israel then does, saying, okay, we can't conquer them, we can't conquer Syria, we can't occupy Syria, we can't occupy Lebanon, we can't occupy Egypt, let's try to basically divide them up.
But it sounds like this could be a nightmare for Israel, potentially. Mm-hmm. What's your response to that?
No, the Israelis are still security, right? They look at the world as terrorists and terrorist supporters, and everything is through security. It's the opposite of pragmatism. Now, the network-centric statecraft approach that the Americans are taking, for example, or the Emiratis, is one that is at times quite pragmatic. As in, you're trying to strike a deal with al-Shara, despite the fact ideologically you might not align with him, but Syria has a lot of opportunities for investment in important trade corridors. Let's strike a deal with al-Shara because it's good for business, right? That's the Emirati approach as well. The Emiratis hate al-Shara, right? They've been, obviously, the Arab state that has been supporting the Syrian regime for as long as, as possible. And were really taken aback by al-Shara winning this battle. But they're the ones, the Emiratis are the first ones who kind of strike a very significant strategic deal over the management of the port of Tartus, which is the kind of choke point that, allows you to get everything in or out of Syria. That shows a degree of pragmatism in order to business and create some sort of interdependencies. They've done the same with the Taliban in Afghanistan, mind you. I mean, Afghanistan, the Taliban, ideologically speaking, should be, the polar opposite of the sort of project, the ideological project that MBZ has been pushing for. But the Emiratis are happy to strike a deal with the most conservative, most problematic part of the Taliban movement, the Haqqanis, in order to get a deal to manage the airports in Afghanistan. Again, it's about choke points, about controlling the ways in and out of Afghanistan. The Israelis are the opposite of pragmatism, right? They are just, it's a world of black and white. And it's a world of black and white that I think means that the Israelis have never really understood of how to build relationships, how to build connectivity, and how to expand networks beyond their own small realm that they have, their own little enclave that they've carved out in the Middle East. So if you look at the connectivity, Israel has no connectivity outside of their relationship with the UAE. And the US and the UAE. And I think with the UAE, it's important. That's the only sort of trait that goes out of Israel. The bit they're doing with Egypt and Jordan obviously happens on the fringes, but beyond that, for the most part, it's a bunker mentality where the Israelis have dug in without a relationship with the Lebanese, without a relationship to Syria, without a relationship to the Gulf, without a relationship to Iraq or any other player in this part of the world. They don't understand of how to build connectivity, because in the end of the day, it's that ideology, that victimhood narrative, that very deep-seated trauma of saying we can't trust them, they're our enemy. And that enemy mindset always kicks back in, and that kind of defeats all the pragmatism.